As a young man in his 20s, Shimon Peres had already become the trusted assistant to Prime Minister Ben-Gurion, so much so that many were skeptical of his qualifications. When senior officials complained and asked Ben-Gurion why he trusted this young Peres so much, Ben-Gurion replied, "I'll give you 3 reasons. 1, he doesn't lie. 2, he doesn't say bad things about other people. And 3, whenever he knocks on my door, he always has a new idea for me." Yet, despite his initial successes, Peres owned up to his many deficiencies. He barely spoke English, a language needed to communicate with the rest of the world. And he never finished his education, not even receiving a high school diploma. That's why in 1949, he asked for some time to study in the United States. He knew that he would have to confront and resolve these issues in order to become the leader that he knew he could be. Eventually, he became both the prime minister and served as the president in Israel. This ability to confront oneself reminds me of Moses. In our Torah portion, Bo, we meet Moses as a strong, confident leader, the mouthpiece of God. Yet this is the very same Moses who not too long ago had trouble speaking. Once Moses confronted and resolved his own issues, Moses grew in self-esteem and he grew in self-respect, so that eventually he becomes the bold voice for freedom, whose iconic words, "Let my people go," have inspired change around the world, in our country, and of course here in Memphis. Moses' legacy for us is this: if we want to inspire others, we must begin with ourselves. It is self-deceiving to believe that what one only says can communicate more powerfully than what one manifests in one's own self. We must take those words, the power of words, and use that to eventually become what we want to teach. And you know what? Moses wants us to gain that ability as well. To find our voice, to use our speech, to encourage, to enable, to energize, and to empower. Take a moment, think about those friends, the loved ones who inspire us not just by their words, but how they lived, how they acted, how they were there for us. In our Parsha, Moses says that God's Torah, God's inspired instruction, shall be in your mouth. The Hebrew is Torat Adonai Beficha. Just as Moses learned to speak God's Torah, Torat Adonai, so too you can speak God's Torah, Torat Adonai. And yet, what does this mean to have Torat Adonai Beficha, to have God's word in your mouth? Well, it could mean that you are about to become a bar or bat mitzvah, reading the words from a Torah scroll. It could be like our 9th graders who could tell you not too long ago, many of them might still remember those words that they chanted from the Torah scroll. Tomorrow morning, we heard we're going to have 14 of our temple members right here read from this Torah as they become a bar or bat mitzvah. These words of Torah, this Torat Adonai, has been in their mouth for the past year. This idea is embedded in our service that we just mentioned in the Shema. In the Shema, we said, Vishinantam, you shall teach them to your children. The great commentator Rashi notes that the word Vishinantam reminds us of shinaim, sharp teeth, because the words should be sharp in your mouth. If someone asks you a question, you shouldn't hesitate. You should be able to answer immediately. I bet if you woke up any of our B'nai Mitzvah in the middle of the night, they could chant you their Torah portion. No problem. It is a mitzvah to know our Torah, our sacred writings, and the pearls of Jewish wisdom in order to teach and share that knowledge. You know this. Being a Jew in the South makes you an official ambassador. Your friends in school and your coworkers always turning to you to explain what it means to be Jewish. Yet this concept goes even deeper than sharpening our minds. Because having inspired instruction in your mouth, Torat Adonai Baficha, means to live consciously. What do we spend our time talking about? What do we talk about so much, too much? How do we speak in stressful situations? How do we talk to others? How do we talk to ourselves? You see, Torah Adonai Baficha is not a technique. It's not a life hack. It is a state of being, a state of mind that simultaneously inspires and humbles. Though Moses demonstrates tremendous self-esteem when facing Pharaoh, Moses is considered the most humble personality in the entire Torah. Torah Adonai Baficha strengthens you. It gives you patience. It makes you less anxious. It makes you less reactive. To be empowered with divine wisdom on your lips helps you think clearly and act like a mensch. To have Torah on the tip of your tongue makes you smarter by helping you listen and makes you wiser in problem solving. One of the best ways to gain this ability is to be part of a dynamic community, building bridges that provide support and open up new opportunities for growth. Shimon Peres, he got this. And I want to conclude with the words that he uses to conclude his memoir, a book given to me by a temple member. When he gave it to me, it was like being back in school. He said, I'm giving you this book, and you need to read every single page. And he meant it. And I got nervous that I would be quizzed on every single page. So here we go. I quoted the beginning of the book, and I'm quoting the end of the book. Shimon Peres understood this on a personal and a communal level. He reminds us, there is nothing more responsible than to take risks today for the sake of tomorrow's chance. I remain a man full of hope, hope for peace, hope that we will continue to make the promised land a land of promise. My greatest hope is that Israel will become the center of our heritage, not merely our homeland, and that the Jewish people, get this, will be both inspired by others and a continuing source of inspiration. And that's the idea. Each of us has been inspired by someone else, and each of us has the ability to inspire someone else. This happens when we embody what we want to teach, becoming the source of inspiration so that each word and each smile radiates holiness. Shabbat Shalom.